Okay, so that's working. That's nice. Very cool. Need to figure out how to turn this down a bit in my ears, though. What output am I going out of? Hang on, give me 1 second. That's better for me. I think it's coming out at decent volumes all around, which is awesome. No, I don't need incognito mode. I just want to go to my channel. Why does YouTube have an incognito mode? What are you watching on YouTube that you don't want people to see? What's allowed on YouTube that requires incognito mode? That's what I want to know. And let's share. Oh, Inverted Popes is live. That's cool. If you're bored with me, go to Inverted Popes. Hello. Hope you like this camera angle. I'm trying something new. I kind of redid my studio a little bit to have it a little more. What's the word I'm looking for? Just to have it a little more. One, to give myself a little more room because I'm debating on getting a drum machine, and so I decided to. So I decided to kind of move this thing from being like laying down to upright, and then I realized that I could like put my camera, instead of being overhead, get a little bit more if it's right there. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it works out. I think it's a pretty neat look that's going on. Also, let me know. My audio should be working, right? But obviously, let me know if there's anything funky about it. So right now, I'm still kind of working with that, or not still. I've only had it for a day. Fantastic. I love that. Perfect. Fantastic. I like to think so. Not all may agree, but I like to think so. Oh, I forgot. Forgot my vocals are running through everything. Yeah, it's just a plonk patch. It's like a custom plonk patch. I've been kicking a can down the road for a while, but I'm making a bank of presets on Plonk that are like my sounds, and it's kind of my goal right now is to kind of get through those. And yeah, this one's great. It has like a saturation on it. Just added a touch of hair, which is super fun. Anyways, back to That's a great question, actually. So the drum machines that I've been looking at, I've been going back and forth, so I will definitely take input here. Because I'm not 100% on anything yet. because basically my number one is I want an analog rhythm, an electron analog rhythm. I don't know, is it supposed to be pronounced rhythm? Because it doesn't have the H, it's RYTM. But that's what I want. I don't think I'm going to get it. I think that it is a little too pricey for me currently. And by I think it's a little pricey, it is a little pricey for me currently. It's not a thought. It's just how it is. But so I'm looking at that. But I don't know. I'm not like 100% on anything. So right now, the big one that I was suggested that I've been watching a lot of videos on that I'm like, it might be the right thing for me is the Roland TR-8S, because it's a decent size. Because the thing is, I don't want like a super small drum machine, and I don't want something that's going to menu dive a lot. Ideally, I want analog, like true analog sounds, but at the price points that I'm trying to hit, I'm not really able to get insane analog sounds. So that's kind of like right now just where I am with it, is like I'm just kind of like back and forth with it. Because I was gonna use the Octatrack as like dedicated percussion and samples. It was gonna kind of be a master of everything. I'm using it so differently. Like I'll make beats and stuff on it, and it's fun. But then those beats I make, I end up resampling back. Ooh, I just realized something is shouldn't put my hand in there. We're gonna turn that down for a second. Sorry, my voice is gonna cut away. Okay. Oh, my voice didn't cut out. You're right, because I didn't unplug the Octatrack. I unplugged my modular. Okay, sorry. So, I was thinking about the drum brute impact, actually. No lie. No lie. I was thinking about the drum. I was actually thinking about the original drum brute. I know it's not. It's not as updated, and the sounds aren't quite as cool as the impact, but I actually prefer the size. I prefer the size, and it just seems a little bit like it seems really cool. But I would want to. The thing is, if I got a drum brute, I would be looking to spend the same money on either a TR-8S or a drum brute, because the drum brute is great, don't get me wrong, but for the types of sounds I am looking for, it would need some work. It's not as... It does a really good, like, kind of like classic old school style analog drum machine, but it doesn't quite do a super full and rich sound, if that makes sense. There's a little bit of a vintage vibe to it. There's a little bit of like sometimes the snares are a little short, a little, you know, I say this in the nicest way, a little dinky, a little bit like a, which is like super cool, but like, how's it going, Jordan? It's like I would get the, I would want to be running it through a lot of post-processing. So I'd probably have like a dedicated distortion unit specifically, and like run like, because it doesn't, the original drum brute have individual outs. So like I would run like the snare specifically through a distortion unit, and I would run the kick out into some sort of compressor, and I would run everything out kind of and process it all separately, which is great for flexibility, but then I would be ending up spending the same amount of money on each effect that I want to run it into that I would if I got a TR8S, which kind of has a lot of that stuff built in already. So that's kind of why I'm looking at the TR8S, because it's also just about portability for me, and to have one box that does everything with as little menu diving as possible, as opposed to, what it would come down to is if I did a show or anything, I would take the modular, I would take this, and I would take like a TR8S, and I would just kind of let it do its thing. I also just love the Roland sounds. I love a 909 hi-hat that's that super sloshy 909 hat. Amazing. You can't beat an 808. You put a little saturation on it, you're good. The snares are not my favorite snares, but they're fine, and they also have sampling ability, which is really cool. Now, I do know the Impact does have its own built-in distortion. It's just not like I have like very specific like tweakability that I want with a distortion. I don't just want like a master distortion. I would want something that I can add saturation on and then also EQ from the distortion before it goes into like a mixer for EQing. Because I'm the fucking nerd. So I see 2 Digitect offers in the comments section. Do not get me wrong, Digitect is amazing. Digitect is great, and I would, if a Digitect fell down from the sky into my lap, I would not say no. But it is a little bit menu divey for the specific type of performance. Like, I like to be able to tweak the sounds in the moment, and I would have to select the sound I want and then tweak the sound. Select the sound I want and then tweak the sound. So that's why I was honestly thinking either 8S or drum boot, because they are one knob per function. And that's like super like it's absolutely like not the most important thing for most people. But for me, I'm already focusing on this, and this thing is like breaking my brain. It's a lot. It's so much. And it's just too much for me to think about, and just to be able to look and visually see the volume and exactly where the knob is, and know like if something needs to change, I need to bring down the attack on something, reach over, turn a single knob, and I'm done. But that's like not everybody's use case. That, and I also just like kind of, actual synthesis versus samples for my drums is a thing I've learned. I like drum samples, and I use pretty much exclusively samples on my EP that I put out, but I did a lot of work on those samples. And just like for a live sound, being able to tune an analog drum just feels better than pitching a sample up and down, especially when you start getting into like the sub frequencies. There can be a little bit of messiness, and live is something. So that ambient sticker, that is a but the ambient sticker, I'll take a brief aside here, and there's an artist named Marcus Fisher, and he is an amazing artist. He does a lot of work with Taylor Dupree from 12K. He's kind of like one of like the big non-YouTube ambient people right now. Because a lot of there's sort of the two worlds of like the ambient people who do a lot of work on YouTube and a lot of work on Instagram, and they're kind of the social media ambient people, and he's one of like the really big, like sort of just kind of traditional old school way of doing things, ambient artists. And so he has a bunch of these stickers. I think he's actually sold out currently, and I don't know when he's planning on reprinting, but he would sell these on his Bandcamp. And so I bought a record from him, and I bought some stickers as well. Yeah. I mean, like, the drum brute is, like, great. And, like, don't get me wrong, like, I would love to do a setup with pedals. I mean, I'm considering getting a, what's it called? Patch bay. I'm considering getting a patch bay just so I can easily switch out effects, and maybe even getting, like, mounting, like, a rack to my wall and just, like, being able to, like, bring in more pedals. Ooh, it's raining. If that's not the aesthetic of my channel, I don't know what is. But it is a, you know, it's its own just bag of worms. And for me, like, I want to have all of the pedals out in the studio, and I want to have all the flexibility in the studio. And when I'm playing live, I want to think about fucking anything. If there's anything that can go wrong, I mean, it's the law of something. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong, and it has gone wrong. I've played too many live shows, not with the modular, with much more streamlined setups, and shit has gone off the rails. So for me, I need simplicity for live. And so when I'm thinking about building setups, because I want to start playing shows, I really want something that just it does it all in a package. Because here's the thing, the TR-8S also has assignable outs, and I will absolutely in the studio be running it through saturators and preamps and getting different cool effects, running it through delays, doing sends effects and everything like that. But for a live thing, I want it to sound the best that it can with nothing between it and the mixer. And that's just kind of how my main ethos is with the gear that I'm buying right now. You know, I'll probably in a little while switch back to doing more studio focused things and, like, kind of getting, like, preamps and limiters and levelers and all of that fun jazz. But right now it's a single focus for me. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna. Oh, absolutely. I mean, like, here's the thing is, like, I love both, but they're each a very different thing. Like, I love using this tape machine because I can run things into it and try to, like, do different things and everything like that. But it is what you're saying. There is, like, an analytical side to it. There's this whole... You don't get the... You get the chance to play with stuff, but, like, it can take a long time for it to sound good, whereas with live, it needs to sound good right then, you know, especially for someone who makes, frankly, not the most popular type of music. I need things to sound good immediately because I'm selling my music, you know, when I'm playing live. As much as I hate that, when I'm playing live, I'm basically auditioning things for people, and I'm saying, tell me if you like it. And I need to not leave them, you know, I need to not give people an opportunity to walk away, and it fucking sucks because that's just the long and short of live music, and music in general, and performance and like being a performer, because some dumbass decided that I needed money to live, and so that, you know, at the end of the day, I really need it to be perfect first try. And so I just have to take that idea into live performance. It really does. And I'm going to be honest, it's not fun. It's unfortunate. I would love to just perform to perform because I love performing. That's like my favorite thing. Unfortunately, in order to continue to perform, I need for people to keep watching. And as I said, again, some dumbass decided I needed money to live. So I have to really commit to that. absolutely, absolutely. Sorry, my voice is gonna be kind of quiet because oh, actually, hang on. There we go. So now my voice can be its own volume, and then this can be its own volume. But yeah, I mean, that is the thing. Is you know, the good news is this is not my day job. The bad news is I wish it was. And yeah, as I mean, you said it. I wish I could separate the capitalist aspect to it, but it is unfortunately just how at least in America. I know there are other countries that actually have arts programs and will allow people to not they'll allow people to like do music more of a and be financially secure at the same time. But you know, in the meantime, I will keep doing my thing. I really like that sound because it sounds like I'm opening a filter, but I'm actually just adding distortion through the tape machine, which is awesome. Yeah, I know, right? Can you tell I live in Virginia? Oh, goodness! Oh, my goodness! What are you doing here? Wave hi to the camera. Say, look at the camera. Look at the camera. Hi. So the saw actually is not coming through the Moog. That's the if I turn down this and I turn this down, that's the Moog. Oh, you used to live in Virginia. Yeah, no, oh yeah, I think we may have talked about this before. Yeah, you know, you know how it is. But yeah, so that's what the Moog is right now. Just my bass. It's actually just a sine wave coming out of the Dixie. I'm gonna add some modulation there to that. Let me get an envelope running here. There we go. It's a great sound. Shout out the D-Fam for being amazing at everything. For being an amazing drum synth and an amazing everything else synth as well. I've just been using it for bass lines actually. So this MIDI thing. So I'm sending MIDI out from the Octatrack. Jesus Christ, I don't know my own instruments. But so it's, yeah, so what it is, it's a ambient, Jesus Christ, my head's not here. Oh, so it's, yeah, essentially it's sending out MIDI. It's clocking marbles, but then I also have two dedicated voices that I could control, and so I'm sending CV and gate over here, so I can, if I wanted to. Let's see, what note is this? I know, right? But you know, this CV to MIDI module. I mean, I was able to even get it on Amazon, and like it was pretty damn cheap, and so you know, it's small, so it's not like the most flexible MIDI to CV, but it does well enough that, like, you know, I've never been plugging things into it and been like, oh god, I wish I had more. So you know, yeah, modular distortion. I really, this space right here, I think it's perfectly sized for the new module that Andrew Wong is putting out, and it's like the craziest multi-effects ever, and I would absolutely be using it for, ooh, we got some thunder and lightning happening. If the stream dies, power went out. But let me quickly rewind my tape player so that it will let me keep doing the thing. But yeah, it's like a crazy fully featured, but it has like compression with sidechain, it's got distortion, it's got delay and reverb. Basically, I want to put it as an end of chain effect. Oh no, I've been working with the Octatrack for, I mean, pretty much every day since I got it. I've spent an hour or two with it, and I still don't know what I'm doing. I was gonna have a friend come over tonight to help out, but his partner was not feeling well, and you know, for COVID reasons, we decided, you know, just in case, we'll do it next week. But yeah, it's my buddy Side Eye, who you can find him at Side Eye on Instagram and YouTube and Spotify and all that good stuff. He helped me produce my last EP. And he just makes super great music, and he works a lot with the Octatrack, and he's super knowledgeable about it and like how to make it work. And so I've just basically been like coming at him like, please tell me how this works, please tell me what to do here. And so that's kind of what that's been like. Also, I know I'm like jumping back and forth between the comments in like the wrong order because of course I am, but yeah. So now an MC707, that does look shockingly good, especially for its price point. Like, it just seems to be like quite a good little box. It's a little smaller than I would like, personally. This is like about as small as I want to go with an all-in-one box currently. Like, if I got a Syntact or a Digitact or like a anything like that, it will be an external piece. But it's quite cool. Let's see what effect I have on right now. That's so great. Okay, so I mentioned this at the beginning, but I kind of glossed over it. So what I'm doing right now, so for those of you who don't know EasyBot on YouTube, shout out EasyBot. He just released a thing for his, you can buy it, but also for patrons, which I am. He released a bunch of templates for the Octatrack. And oh, that is right. The 303 is the one thing. The 707, that is decent sized. Yeah, that's awesome. That is great. But yeah, so he put out a template with a bunch of like cool ass effects. So let me do that on B. So right now he's just kind of turned the Octatrack into it's basically a bunch of templates that turn it into like the craziest performance tool of all time. How's it going? Zesty? That's what I mean. It's just works. It just does the work. Even for me, I know it's kind of intended more as like a techno remixer or whatever thing, but like, especially like the garage ones, which is like kind of like presets kind of built for lo-fi sounds. That's what I was sitting on for most of this first half, and they're just so stinking good. I like how he calls that the Daft Punk effect, because it sounds like Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger with that. Just like a looping delay, but with the filtering that goes with it, which is awesome. Oh, it's so great. I love jumping in. I mean, I also make a lot of techno music as well, so it's I make a lot of it. I fuck around, and my last EP was a techno EP, and I kind of sit down and put 4 to the floor and go dum 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 all day. Jumping into ambient music with half my brain in techno kind of makes some cool stuff. I love that. Let me change the tempo a bit. Do a little more of a... let me change the tempo to like a nice 120, but then also kind of a... So the slider does a lot of things. It does everything from... but yeah, right at that moment when it was doing that pitch shift thing... essentially I looped something in the buffer, and so it had a loop, and then it crossfaded to that loop as I moved it. This crossfader can be it's a macro knob essentially. So all it is it is a blank slate that can be assigned to anything. And so what it was assigned to was crossfading over to the loop, and then also pitching the loop down as it crossfaded. So it went, and so if you're playing a loop of a looping pattern that's all synced up like it is, it just sounds like you're just it just sounds like you're slowing the pattern down, which is awesome. It's like super weird and technical, and that's why I'm so glad that EasyBot did it and not me, because that's it's a lot. So let's go to I'm gonna go to here. I'm gonna kind of turn up that to be a little faster. Let's get some So like right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to one of these other part things that he's like one of these other effects that he's created. And this one, the description is it's called a ethereal looper. So it's actually not Platts. So what it is the IntelliGel Plonk. And it's a physical modeling synth. So it models physical things. So like I can have like a hammer sound, or not a hammer, like a mallet sound, or a bow sound striking something that's modeled after a plate or a marimba thing, or a so like this is like a soft mallet hitting a marimba. And so I designed this from scratch essentially because let me load up a blank preset. So like, I can set the object that it's hitting is right now it's hitting a membrane. What if I have it hit a plate or a string or a beam? I really like the beam sound. It's very cool. But yeah, so let me go back to that. I fucked up my tuning. And hang on, let me jump over here. Let's see. There we go. And now everything's back to normal. But I'll take those off for now, and I'll kind of start from scratch there. I was kind of not sold on Plonk for a while. It was really between a Plonk and a Rings. And I think I made the right choice. Just because it doesn't quite do as much of a like true bell sound that I want without getting really digital sounding. But with a little bit of a low pass filter, like hear that, and like I'm fine with that. It's just not the most natural sound, but other than that, I mean, it's pretty much done everything I've wanted it to. So yeah, I do love IntelliGel. Hey IntelliGel, if you're watching, your boy has a couple modules of yours. And he would not mind getting sneak peeks on other ones. Let me know. But let me see. So this one is called Ethereal Looper. It loops different tracks in different directions. I want to say that it'll loop my voice in reverse. And usually I would stop it from doing that and just mute my vocals, but I don't really care because I kind of want to see how it sounds, because that's one of the cool things about this. It'll just kind of do it. It'll just kind of take what I have going on and it'll mess it up on the back end.
No, nooit vähällä.
Yeah! Oh, that's so sick. Yeah, it's just, I can quantize it however much I want. So like right now, it's just the roots on the scale. But yeah, essentially I get to decide how much or how little it's quantized. So right now I have it quantizing to a pentatonic scale because it's easy and I'm lazy. Assembled in a... Sounding like a Radiohead B-side. Assembled in a... Oh, that's sick. Oh! Keep forgetting it's gonna do that to my voice. I'm gonna actually plug in a guitar and stop talking. Just kind of play around with because a lot of these effects are like set to do different things to different inputs. I want to play around with that, so I'm gonna do that. gotta figure out how to get my vocals and my guitar in. Oh wait, hang on. I think I know a way to do that. Give me a second. How's that? Okay, wait. Okay, there we go. Also, hello, future sounds. Let's do some rhythmic changes here. girlfriend's home, so I'm gonna hop off the stream. It's been about an hour though. Not too shabby. Definitely feel better about the stream than the one I did last night. Lord, I was stumbling the whole way through that one. This one feels pretty nice, so hope you all enjoy. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow. I might. I don't know. You know, I'm so consistent. Lord, I can't get these headphones. Hope you all have a good one. And yeah. Thanks to everyone who stopped by. Catch you on the flip.